You are listening to the most glorious law-abiding biker podcast. Come here for all of your motorcycle tips, techniques, and reviews. We talk about motorcycles, apps, movies, media. We talk about it all.
Oh, dude, that was sweet.
I think it turned Irish there at the end.
That was awesome, dude. That was awesome.
The Lab podcast is both extreme and bold, so if you're faint of heart, call the medics now.
Join the law-abiding biker community
Where every voice is important.
at lawabidingbiker.com.
If you want to be entertained and educated, then look no further. You can listen to the Lab podcast on
iTunes,
Zoom,
BlackBerry,
Stitcher Radio.
or right from lawabidingbiker.com.
Welcome to the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and it's the best podcast because it's my daddy's podcast.
Feel it, Chewy. You go lurch, go lurch, go lurch.
It was my birthday.
Welcome to all our fellow bikeaholics out there. It is great to be a bikeaholic today, is it not, gentlemen?
It was a
Very
beautiful
much so.
day here
Very
in the
much so.
valley.
Chilly but beautiful. And we just want to thank you guys for returning to another loaded episode of the Lab Podcast. After all, this is the official law-abiding biker podcast and media. If you are a true bikeaholic, then this is the only prescribed therapy that you will need. Do you need therapy?
I actually do.
Yep. Chewy needs
That's
therapy.
why I'm here.
You're going to be fine because you're here.
Pretty sure you're all right.
Pretty sure you'll be fine.
I was fine. I was laying on the couch and I was getting all my anxiety and issues out, and then I got fondled. What's up with that?
Okay, too much information
What's
there,
up
bro.
with that? I'm not coming back here again. This,
All right.
this doctor's office is wrong.
After all, we are the motorcycling majority guys, right? The
99%.
That's right. This is for all motorcycle majority. Doesn't matter what kind of bike you ride. We don't care if you ride a Harley. We don't care if you ride metric.
Crotch
we don't
rocket.
care. Crotch rocket, cruiser,
Vespa.
bullet bike, whatever you want to ride.
Goldwing.
Oh, Goldwing,
Goldwing.
V-Star,
One of those weird little things.
Yamaha, Kawasaki.
What are those?
We don't care.
Snowmobiles-
BMW.
Snowmobiles on wheels.
Yes.
Those things.
Oh yeah, the three-wheel things.
Can-Ams.
Yeah, Can-Ams. We don't care. Anyways, because this podcast covers everything for law-abiding bikers, so look no further. If you think you can handle it, mount up and come along with us for another wild-ass ride. Okay, let me just turn it back on for Matt for a second. Here, it's back. Go ahead. All right.
Wrap it out. Wrap it out.
Wrap it out. Feel it. Okay. Welcome, folks, and really appreciate you guys tuning back in. This is Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
High-tech redneck.
but I appreciate it. To my left in the house, I have Chewy in the house again, and really appreciate him being here.
What's up, fellas?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies
about
and
the
gentlemen.
lady? Yeah, thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen.
What about the
ladies
ladies?
and gentlemen.
Yeah, since your
Ladies.
wife is on here chatting with us on the...
Chatting with you in private chat.
She is private chatting me. I'm not
Something
going to lie to you,
like
dude.
that.
On the Law Abiding
That's
Biker
some BS.
website.
We're gonna have,
Mrs. Chewy.
we're gonna have a
Hey.
conversation when we get home. There's gonna be a lot of
That's
going on
Chewy.
when I get
Mrs.
home.
Chewy sounds like this.
Oh, jeez. Dude, do that again. Oh, jeez. That is the one and only Lurch. Oh, that's
Hey,
perfect.
I know she listens, so what's up, girl?
Mm-hmm. She does. And are you on chat right now, Matt? If you guys go to lawabidingbiker.com,
Dude, you know I am.
we always put out a, I should say, put out on our Facebook page.
You sent me a private message and it says bad words.
I know, dude. But if you guys go to the lower right-hand corner of the Law Abiding Biker website, there is chat there. It's always available. Whoever's on the site, you guys can just chat with each other. We really want it to be a forum for you guys. And of course, I put on our Facebook page when we're going to be recording episodes, and so you can get on at that time, and you can actually chat with us and curb the show, which has happened in the past.
Which chat should they use there? At the,
general chat.
Okay, general chat.
Don't do private chat because we can't yet. You have to invite each other. Just go to general chat and start a new chat. And there's a new chat, and it has a plus button. You'll see it right there. Create a new public chat, and we usually create one for you. And then ours is Lab Crew Live right now. And you can tell us, what you're thinking and what kind of issues, what you want us to talk about. And if it works, we'll just fit it right on into the show. So, all right, starting with that, guys, I want to give a quick, we're going to start doing some of this. We're going to start giving some quick iPhone tips, Android tips, and Facebook tips, and Twitter tips, just once in a while to help people out, because there's so much going on out there with social media. I will give, Chewy, what do you listen to the podcast on? Do you use Stitcher Radio, or do you listen right from the website?
Right from the website.
Okay. You got an Android, don't you?
Yes.
You should try Stitcher Radio, bro. It's free. It's just a free app.
How do you do that?
I don't know, dude. It's an Android.
You just go to
Stitcher, some app
Stitcher
store.
Radio. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whatever your guys'
Google
the
Play
Store.
Store.
Google Store, yeah.
The Play Store.
The Play Store.
Yeah.
Depending on what you got.
Okay.
And look up Stitcher Radio. It's a great, because you can keep all your podcasts organized in there.
Oh.
A lot of people, most people that listen to the podcast on Androids, that's like the best podcast catching app. Like with Apple, with the iPhone, the best one is iTunes, of course.
Yes.
We can get Stitcher Radio too, and some people do use Stitcher Radio over the iTunes app, but the iTunes app that Apple actually makes for catching your podcast actually works really good now. They've really
Works great for me.
It didn't used to way back when they first started. That's before podcasting became really popular. So anyways, try Stitcher Radio. And you guys, if you haven't, please rate us on iTunes. If you're using iTunes, it's so easy. Only takes a minute. And please, you can do the same thing on Stitcher Radio for all of you that are using Stitcher Radio. Give us some ratings and comments right in StitcherRadio.com. Or from, obviously from your app. We would really appreciate it. So,
downloading it right now as we speak.
Sweet, dude. You'll like it because you can do all your podcasts, and then it also will show you when new ones come up. It'll have a little badge, 1 or 2, however many episodes behind you are, and it puts them all in one area. It's actually, I've played with it. I prefer that just because I have the iPhone. I prefer the iTunes one, but if I had an Android, that would be my number one choice is Stitcher Radio.
I concur.
Cool.
Alrighty. Facebook tip of the day, because we're talking about Facebook pages. Of course, lawabidingbiker.com has a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/lawabidingbiker. Imagine that. Weird. Here's the tip of the day. A lot of people don't know this, Matt.
I probably don't either. Educate me.
You probably don't. And of course,
edutainment. I'm looking for some edutainment.
That's right, buddy. There you go. That's what we do here. Educating and entertaining.
Give it to me, son. Give it to me.
But a lot of people don't understand how Facebook aggregates stuff. I'm a tech junkie guy, so I listen to.
I have no idea what he did.
I don't even. So. Might as well be talking Chinese aggregates.
Yeah.
It is not called the interweb, Matt.
It is the magic box, and it's the interweb,
the internet.
I clicked the box and it makes it do something. I don't know.
That's right.
Matt's looking pretty sharp tonight. He's got his laptop in the studio. So I had him bring his laptop so if he can see chats and help me out a little bit, and he can look some stuff up.
Say something, would you, people?
Instead of on his phone, which is nice. But here's the deal.
Bigger screen. That's
so
cool.
You like a page. Let me ask you guys this. You like a lot of different pages, right?
I
on
like
Facebook?
law-abiding biker.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very nice of you. So you get in your news feed, right? You open up your Facebook page and you see different things in your news feed. It's probably your impression that because you like a page, you're getting everything. Is that fair to say? Most people think that.
I would say so.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. And that's our tech tip of the day, because I am in, obviously the high-tech redneck and I follow this stuff. But it is untrue. You actually get very little of what a page is putting out.
So tell us, how do we get it all?
Well, you can and you can't. Let me tell you a little bit how...
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
Let me tell you how Facebook works. Now, like you put something out, so let's say not a page, but an actual profile. So like Ryan Urlacher's Facebook profile. Okay. You'll get some of that.
Cousin of Brian Urlacher.
I am, actually. Thank you.
Well,
And
No size.
I don't know what to say about that.
I didn't get any size, and
I am a Seahawks fan. I do not like the Bears.
I don't either, but he's
he was a monster.
He's a cousin.
Urlacher was a fantastic.
He's a cousin of my
linebacker.
brother, so that makes him my
good player.
brother.
Good
cousin.
player. Good player.
Something.
I still got to appreciate his ability, and he could hit.
Yeah,
He laid some dudes out.
dude, I would just have to shoot.
Yeah.
No, but he is a cousin. Grew up
Sidetrack.
in this area, close to this area.
Pasco, right?
Yep.
Nice.
In the Pasco area.
The only reason I say that is because we're talking about apps. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite apps, and it has to do with football. But I'm going to wait till you're done, sir.
All right. So, anyways, real quick, so we can get through this because we'll get on to our topic. We've got an awesome follow-up topic today, but I do like to give tips because I know a lot of biker clubs out there are doing pages.
Yeah, it's probably one of their most prevalent ways of getting their information out.
It is.
It's easy.
And we need to do a social media.
Not everybody has a high-tech redneck, so
That is
where are you
correct.
going to go? Facebook.
That's correct. That's right.
So you got a page.
So, anyways, let me tell you how. I'll go back to how Facebook works. But so you do a lot of status updates. You're only getting a very small amount in your news feed of what actually everybody's doing. Because
Right.
what Facebook does is, and it basically feels what you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you like a page. It's not giving you everything that I put out on lawabidingbiker.com. It's only giving you little snippets here and there. And the more you interact with it,
If you keep going back
if you
and
like
checking
it,
and checking
no,
and
if you
checking.
like it, if you like the posts when you see them, or you comment on them, then Facebook aggregates
bit
that
more.
and it starts sending you more. It goes, okay, but he's not commenting on the Harley Davidson page, so we're going to show him less of that. And people don't know this. Facebook,
I get where they're going with that. Okay.
and it's not manual. It's just the way their code works.
Yeah,
It's
they
the
don't
way
want
they
you to
wrote it.
They don't want to overload you with everything.
Right.
Just the good stuff.
Well, there's
In their opinion.
there's financial
Right?
reasons for it too.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, there's huge financial reasons for it because you can boost a post and you can pay to boost a post from a page. So
Oh Lord.
sometimes when I put stuff out, I can boost the post so more people see it. Yeah, that's a whole financial thing. You can't boost personal posts from your personal page.
Just pages.
So yeah, so let me just say that you're not getting everything. So if you think it's a good way, like you want to know every time a law-abiding biker podcast come out, it's not necessarily going to happen.
All right.
It's going to be.
How do I get more?
I'm going to get there.
I know you are, but I'm saying
Yes.
for because I know those our audience is sitting home going, okay, Ryan,
They're on the edge of their
You're saying
seat.
a lot of words, but
Yes.
how do I get there?
Yes.
How do I
So-
get more?
So
Give me more.
if you guys, so just understand, yeah, you're not getting everything. You're getting very little. The more you interact, if you're interested in a particular page, the more you like, the more you comment, the more you'll see in your newsfeed, or you can manually do it. And the way you do that is you go to a page, and so you go to the Law-Abiding Biker page, and you know on this button up here, if you guys are looking at,
Well, I'm
you're
pulling
probably
it up
not
as we're
looking at a
talking.
page.
Well, I will in about 2 seconds.
You can't. I don't know if you can do it from your phone, but anyways,
Okay.
the button you hit that says like, you want to like the page, right?
Right.
Okay, that button, you just put your mouse over, and it basically. So I've already liked this page. I just went just for fun to the Harley Davidson page.
For funsies.
Yeah, for funsies, and I liked it. Okay, and now I hover over the liked button. I'm on the page. So if you're on the Law-Abiding Biker page, you basically hover over the liked, and your first option is going to be get notifications. It says, and then you can check show in news feed, which is automatically checked for you. So when you like a page, that's how it's going to be.
Okay.
Show in my news feed. But again, like I say, Facebook is deciding how much it's going to show in your news feed, how much it thinks you are interested in it. Okay. So what you need to do is drop down one more, and you manually, it goes to settings. So you hover over the like button, and it's automatically checked show in news feed. And then you drop down and go to settings, and you click on settings, and then it gives you the option, see which updates, most updates, only important, or all updates.
See, that's the
And
problem.
of course,
I'm the first to admit that the majority of my Facebook interaction is now on my phone, and you have limited things you can do on the phone.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to get on your computer and do some stuff.
Yep.
You need to do this on your computer.
do you? Did you try on your phone?
Well, I can't do it on my phone. You can't hover.
Right.
You can't hover.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you need to do this on your computer.
Yeah. This is a good tip.
Are
The
you?
majority of my stuff on Facebook I do is on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
And I
99%
know,
of it.
and I know there's some that you can't do. The settings is a big part of it.
Right. And so, yeah, you just have to get on your computer for this one. But do you see where I'm talking about? You hover over the like button, and yeah, he's looking at it right there. And then, yeah, so you basically hover over that. And obviously, show in newsfeed is going to be automatically checked, but go to settings and click on settings.
Okay.
And then you can either click all updates. Most updates is already clicked for you, or only important. And of course, you want to click all updates. If you really like a page and you really want to be up to date, then all updates. And that way, Facebook will not decide. Every time Law Abiding Biker puts something on there, you will get it in your news feed.
I like it.
So that's just a little tech tip. Of course, I'm just using Law Abiding Biker as an example. You can do that with any page. But truly, I don't put out a ton of stuff. I do put out, when we come out with a new tutorial video, I try to put important stuff. I put out a couple pictures a week, fun motorcycle pictures, but if you do want to see all updates, I guarantee you're not going to get overloaded with law-abiding biker stuff. What I put out is when we put out a podcast episode, of course, that's important to people, I think. When I put out, a really good blog or review, which are here in between. And of course, when we put out a new tutorial video or a new YouTube video, which a lot of them are for free. So if you want to get every update from Law Abiding Biker, that is the step you need to take. All right. That makes sense. Clear as mud.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
I need a little intro tech tip of the day. I need a little
you come up with an intro?
Yeah, I do.
Cool?
I do. And I don't have anything, but I'm going to come up with that before the next episode. And
it should sound like a pocket protector full of pins.
No doubt, dude. But we'll start doing those for you guys. And there's so many tech tips and things that can make your life easier. And Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and iPhone tips. I've got a great iPhone tip, but we're running too long. I'll do it next episode. There is a great one with the new update, dude. It's awesome. That nobody hardly knows about, but it can really change the function of your iPhone. All right. So, do you want to talk about anything, Matt? Do you want to do your app real quick?
One of my favorite apps is the Seahawks app.
That a boy. Hawks.
God, the last game gave me an ulcer.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
wish they could just...
Shout out to all the Seahawk fans and Seahawk players.
But if you are a Seahawk fan, their actual app is awesome.
They suck.
Do you use it? Suck.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't even watch football.
Suck.
Go ahead.
You don't watch football?
I don't. I don't even know.
8-1.
I don't.
8-1.
8-1. Not only is it their best start ever to a season at 8-1, they've tied the record for 12 wins in a row at home. Mm-hmm. This last game, which was really ugly, but anyways, they came back and overcome a 21-0 deficit, which is the biggest deficit they've overcome
ever.
And there's something else. There's another one, but it's pretty awesome.
I watch snowboarding.
Wakeboarding. They have
things like
absolutely the best quarterback in the NFL. That's just my opinion.
Do they have cheerleaders?
They
yes.
do.
By the way, thank you for bringing that up, because if you go to the app...
That's why I knew, dude.
Yeah, you go, because I showed you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
So you go to the app, and you can go in there and hit cheerleaders, and you can look at a bio and pictures of each cheerleader. Seagulls. You guys call it a PTO, but when I went through
we call it FTO now.
Oh, do you?
We went back to the FTO.
Outstanding.
Very good.
Outstanding.
Very good.
So your field training officer trains you, and my FTO, his wife... was a seagull.
What Matt's talking about is if it's your first time tuning in as law enforcement officers, have a field training officer, which is they train a brand new guy. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, they took a guy from Eastern Washington, me, basically a redneck hick, and put him in downtown Seattle. Yeah. Good luck.
Very nice.
Don't know where I am.
Dude, I almost rear-ended a car my first day out. Yeah. My coach, we were going southbound on 405, and my coach told me to move back over instead of going down to I-90. And, so I do, like a good driver, I do a head check, right? And all I hear is, shite. That's the Irish version of that word.
Shite.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I had a 1990 Chevy, no ABS. Yes, Chewy, we did not have ABS.
Caprice?
Yes, bro.
Nice.
I had the square back. Back in the day, brother, we didn't have ABS. I know it might be a little before your time. Not a whole lot, probably, but maybe a little. And I hit the brakes, locked that thing up, and threshold brake, and I stopped 1/2 of 1 inch away from the car in front of me.
Nice, dude.
But anyway, seagulls. Yeah,
Seagulls, yeah.
Yes.
Why don't you, you want to do donations there, Chewy?
Let me see if I've got this thing.
Oh, jeez. He's over there just sitting in the corner, dude. Do you want to do donations, Matt? Go ahead.
Donations. Okay, give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Keep talking.
Of course.
So Michael Mooney of Brandon, Florida donated and left us a message. That's pretty humbling to hear a guy from Florida is leaving us a message.
If you hit that, it will say...
I will hit it, but I
I might want to talk about this one, actually.
Oh, well, then you go ahead.
Yeah, because it's a little confusing. But anyways, thank you so much, Michael Mooney of Brandon, Florida. Like Matt says, we are extremely humbled that you guys are willing to donate. As I've said before, we are just trying to catch up. We are far behind from what we've invested in this little venture, and just trying to put content out to you guys. So every little bit helps, and we are so humbled and so much appreciate that. If you want to donate, go to lawabidingbiker.com. On the homepage, there's a PayPal donate button, and we really appreciate it. And anyways, he sent a message, and he says, thanks from a former assistant DA, which is really cool. Thank you to... I changed all the fluids in my Road King, so he was watching our maintenance video, our free maintenance video on YouTube.
Not only his Road King, but his Dyna and his Sporty.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's cool.
That's awesome.
He's got a few bikes.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
His wife probably has a Sporty.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's his.
That's okay. Whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, dude.
It could be. It's a drag bike. It's probably 1200. He's got the long drag wheels on it. And
I guess.
There you go. Or chopped. But yeah, he sent this little message, and what he's talking about is you can go to lawabidingbiker.com / 2014 2014 Harley Davidson. 2014 Harley maintenance, and you can buy the new maintenance video, which is getting awesome feedback. So he says, I also just removed the back wheel. I also have a free back wheel video on YouTube, how to remove your rear wheel. Lawabidingbiker.com / rear wheel to fix sheared sprocket bolts on Dyna. Good quality videos, and I love the law enforcement officer aspect of basically law-abiding biker. Thanks, man. Ride safe and be careful out there.
And then quotes, he puts Hill Street Blues.
Hill Street Blues.
Cool.
Mike. Yeah, it's cool. And I emailed him back and forth a couple times, which I'm not going to talk about on this podcast, but really nice guy. And that is what's so awesome. And I've told you guys in past podcasts is this law-abiding biker community that we're building. Actually, we're not building them, but everybody that's involved, all our listeners, everybody that's contributing, donating, everybody that's leaving voicemails and emails and chatting on the site and all that good stuff. That's really what we want to build, is just a community. And that has probably been the funnest thing. My funnest thing to do is podcast. Out of everything, I make a lot of videos and stuff, so time consuming, but probably my funnest thing is being in the studio here with you guys.
It is fun.
I really do enjoy this part of it the most.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's just the kind of community we're trying to build. And so yeah, it's really nice when we get emails like that.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's keep building the community, guys. Yeah, new lab video. I kind of talked about that already. lawabidingbiker.com / 2014 Harley maintenance. Getting great feedback from that, and it's selling. And yeah, it went until they run out. There is a coupon code, and it is wrench. So if you're going to buy that, and you can also just go to our website and go to buy videos and find it, but you can use the coupon code for that Harley maintenance video, wrench, and you can get $4 off right now until they run out. So
save yourself a ton of money.
Wrench.
You can buy all the parts and do the work for less than half of what they're going to charge you.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
What do they charge, Matt, at a Harley dealer to do a service?
They're right around $300 to change it.
300 plus.
And I could take my truck to
just
Oil
to
Can
change
Henry's
all
and
the
get an oil
fluid
change for
and
$50.
stuff out?
And a safety inspection.
And well, yeah, that's the important part, the safety inspection.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. Which is funny. So my video is very, very thorough, and I basically show you how to do everything they do step by step. I got the greatest shots underneath the bike, exactly where everything is, what size of tools to use, exactly what you need. Even in the description, I tell you what kind of tools you need, so you can see if it's even something you can do, which everybody can do.
They make a mint because guys are afraid to work on their bikes because bikes are scary. What if I hit a rock or something breaks or whatever?
Yep.
And so they're willing to pay that extra money because they think it'll save their warranty, and you got guys that know what they're doing. But the reality of it is you can do your own work. You just got to save your receipts and record it. And
thank you. And I talk about that in the video too.
I think that's what most people don't know is they're worried about the warranty thing.
Yeah.
Thinking they have to take it in to get it changed.
Yeah, so it doesn't void your warranty, and you can check all your nuts and bolts and make sure they're tight. You're good to go.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%. I show you how to do that in the video, the safety inspection,
Outstanding.
probably more than they do.
Probably.
Seriously.
You are a little bit of OCD. So
I am very OCD.
At times I don't like that. At times I do. And in this moment, when you're talking about motorcycles and safety inspections, I appreciate your OCD.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, for 100 and like I say, yeah, just to let you guys know, and you'll see it if you go to the URL that I gave you. I'll give it to you again at the end here, but you definitely, it does not void your warranty. I know the mechanics at Harley, at my local shop. I've asked others. I was down there today. I'm always down there. I know the service advisor. It absolutely, I've owned Harleys, and I've had warranty work done, and I've always done my own oil changes. And I talk about in the video, there are a couple things you need to save, and Matt mentioned it. You got to log in your book, and you got to save the receipts for the product you buy. But I go into it a little more in depth in the video. And as long as you do that, it does not void your warranty. I guarantee it does not void your warranty, guys. So my product cost me $114. I just did one last week. $114. That was for 7 quarts of synthetic oil. You want to use synthetic.
So the new bikes take a little more oil, obviously.
No, my 2011 was 6.5 quarts, but you have to buy 7 because they don't sell them in half quarts.
Just inflation since my last oil change. I think I had about $80. Well, I had a deal. Never mind.
Yep, you had a deal.
All right.
So did I.
But even at 114, that's still less than half price.
That's with the filter, 7 quarts of synthetic, and the oil did go up a little bit too.
Yeah, in all fairness, you're paying for an hour and a half of labor.
Yeah.
So you're saving yourself the labor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a little markup on parts.
Right. Now think, you buy my video, which is $19.99, and
still less than half.
You change your oil once, it's paid for itself like 5 times.
And every 5,000 miles,
that's what I mean.
You're saving money.
You
might as well be taking money back from Harley and putting it right into your wallet.
And you know what you do with that money?
Buy more parts.
Exactly. That's what I say in the description of the video. I said,
or more beer.
Yep. Yeah. Buy more beer, or you can buy more parts to spruce up your bike. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it really doesn't take a lot of tools, guys. Just check it out. Check it out. There's actually a video introducing the video before you purchase it to kind of tell you about it. So yeah, it's kind of cool. lawabidingbiker.com/2014 Harley maintenance. Enough on that. Let's move on. Yeah. So let me see what you even have a timer going. Dude, I got to get the studio timer in here, which is the next thing I'm going to do in here. So we know where we're at. I quit looking at this recorder. Emails. Chewy, you want to do emails?
Sure.
Go ahead.
The AKA Hollywood Punisher Nomad.
Punisher's LEMC is the way I understood it.
Punisher's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is just you're looking at basically.
Yeah, that's basically what it said.
Cut and pasted it, but I wanted the audience to know that what he's talking about is Hollywood is apparently the tag name, and no, Hollywood is the tag name of the gentleman, and he's from a nomad from the Punishers, who are, I know, an LEMC.
They are.
Very cool. It says here, we are a law enforcement motorcycle club. We help to promote safe riding, support various charities, and most of all, brotherhood for law enforcement, military, firefighters, EMS personnel. We do allow 10% civilian membership, but they must be sponsored by a member. We have over 30 chapters across the U.S. I am the president of the Nomad chapter and live in Tampa Bay, Florida. We have chapters in Miami also. It is made up of Miami-Dade police officers.
Miami-Dade?
Miami-Dades, excuse me.
You want to date?
I don't think any of the Miami officers want to date you.
Hey, they haven't seen Chewy.
So true.
He's a sexy beast.
Yeah, that's right.
Run through
sexy beast.
Right.
Run through Miami.
It says, I would love any help you could provide in promoting our club. Thank you.
So awesome. And I got back to Hollywood. And here's the deal, guys. I would love to promote your club, and that is what this is all about, is promoting all law-abiding biker clubs. And I did say they're an LEMC club, but they aren't a complete LEMC club. I had forgotten they're military, firefighters, EMS personnel, which is just awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. And they do allow 10%. So they're kind of like the Blue Knights.
Yeah.
They allow
right
cops, and then 10% of their membership can be honorary members, 10% of each chapter. So yeah, that's really cool. And I have looked at the Punishers. I looked at a little bit at their website. But I do want to help promote all law-abiding biker clubs. And the easiest way for us to do that, and I emailed him back. I said, hey, thank you, and we love the contact so much. The easiest way for us to promote your club is just to do a simple Skype interview. And so I haven't heard back from him, but I basically said, hey, thank you so much. And I promise you guys I will send you all the stuff. It's easy. You'll have the questions ahead of time. There's no pressure. You don't have to answer anything you want. I can edit anything you want. If you said something that you didn't like, it's very low key. But if you listen to episode 8, lawabidingbiker.com/08, that is where we interviewed the Tempest Writers Writing Club, you guys can see just how easy and laid back it is. And that is the only way we're going to learn about each other in the law-abiding biker community, is by opening up. And we're sitting here on the mics, and that's all you got to do is sit on the other end and via Skype. And it's not a video podcast. We'll only record your audio, and just learn and get your message out there about what you're about and what you promote. And I personally want to learn about you, and I know our listeners do, because that episode went over really well when we did the Tempest Riders. Man, we had a ton of, and we still have downloads to this day. People are still downloading that episode when I was looking at stats. So, guys, just hit me up, lawabidingbiker.com/contact. Send me an email, and I'll send you all the documentation that explains it step by step how to do a Skype interview and how easy it is. So that was my response. Shout out to the Punishers MC.
Punishers.
Law-abiding biker, right? You looking them up?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know who they are too.
Yeah.
So
we got chapters all over.
we don't have any here. Do we have any in Washington? I don't think we do.
No.
I've never seen any. But anyways, yeah, cool.
I will double check as we speak.
All right. We'll keep the emails coming, guys. We really, really appreciate it. And all right, we're going to get into one of our main topics here in a moment. But I just want to say, guys, I just saw the movie. It was my anniversary, my 17-year anniversary.
Anniversary?
You're talking like me now.
Yeah, my 17-year anniversary.
Very cool.
Yeah, really cool. And took the wife out. We went to dinner. And you guys ever been to Famous Dave's?
Yes.
Okay.
Nope, haven't.
First time I've been there, absolutely the worst service
Yeah.
I have ever got. I will never go back.
Sucks. We were there just this
The
last
food
weekend.
came out cold. I was pissed, dude.
Now,
No, wait
I
a minute.
was
Wait, is
pissed.
this the new barbecue place?
yes. In
It's
all,
not-
I will say this. I have been there. In the Tri-Cities.
yes.
Okay.
The one Tri-Cities is awesome.
Outstanding food.
Ours stinks.
So it's just here.
Yeah, it's because they're new and they're overrun. We've tried to go there a couple times, and they were an hour and a half waiting period, so we went other places nearby. This last time we were there with my niece and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. My niece wanted to go there, so we caved into the child. And while my wife and my sister-in-law sat there, my brother and I went across to Cabela's and shopped.
Nice.
But we finally got seated. By the time they took our orders, she came back about 45 minutes, almost to an hour afterwards, saying she was out of half of what we ordered. It was an hour and a half before we finally got our food. It wasn't that great.
It'll level out eventually.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to give it another chance to level
here's
out.
What I'm saying. I was very disappointed, and I think that's what Chewy's saying too. But I've been to the one down Tri-Cities that's been there a while.
Yeah, and
it's good.
It's good
Okay.
food.
It's not. I can make just as great a barbecue in my Traeger, but
That's what I mean.
but it's good food.
it
but
was
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. Well,
Remember,
I will honestly
on
say
our
I
trip,
know. Yeah.
bro. You remember on our trip we stopped at Famous Dave's for lunch?
Yes. Yeah.
Remember
we
that?
did.
Did
went
we eat there?
Yes, and I had the rib tips and the
You're right.
burnt ends.
I just had fries.
On our way back.
Remember because I had
Yeah.
eaten so
Good-
much that morning?
Yeah, you missed out because lunch was good.
The beer was good.
The beer was good. The food was good. I think it's just because they're busy, right, Chewy?
Yeah. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I know they're a chain, and so
They
I
are
knew
a
they were
chain.
around. I had never been to one. Anyways, they put one in a neighboring city,
Texas Roadhouse is better down in Tri-Cities.
Texas Roadhouse.
Never
I've
been
never been
there.
there either.
Matt's backyard is better too.
Matt's backyard is the best.
Backyard
Lurches.
barbecue.
Darn right.
Bump.
Yeah. So, anyways, I took her to Famous Dave's. I won't talk about that anymore. But this one sucks. I'll give him one more chance here. I'll never go to this one again.
Do, but wait a while. Because
Yeah.
I was.
I'll go to the one in
disappointed.
Tri-Cities. You
Yeah,
know, I
do
don't
that.
care.
I was disappointed with ours.
Oh man, I was pissed. But anyways, we went and after that and saw in 3D the movie Gravity. Have you guys seen that?
I saw it too.
Dude, in 3D.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, I saw it in 3D as well.
I got one.
And
thing
that's the
to
one
say.
about the astronauts.
Yeah,
with Sandra Bullock.
It's good, huh?
and Clooney.
Yeah.
George
Dude, it's
Clooney.
good. George Clooney. And I just want to say one thing, dude. in 3D when Sandra Bullock came out of her spacesuit several times in a tank top and boy shorts, dude, in 3D. Oh my God.
Her booty, like, just about slapped me in the face.
Dude. For 49, dude, she is still smoking.
The only thing that helped her out was she dated Jesse James married Jesse James for a while, so she got a little bit of biker up in her.
Yeah, well, that screwed her up, too.
Yeah, well.
Couple inches of biker
what was
up
she
in her.
thinking?
Listen,
Jesse
everything
James.
you go through in life makes you a little bit better.
True,
right?
that's
so
true.
She had a couple inches of biker up in her.
Oh, good, dude. Yep, haven't had one of those this podcast. Yep, there we go. Leave it to Chewy. I like it, dude. But yeah, dude, straight up, dude. I was teasing my wife when we're sitting there. We've been married long enough, dude. She knows that I mean nothing by it. But I was like, yeah, can she probably doesn't need to wear that spacesuit anymore. Yeah, just stay out of the spacesuit, dude. But yeah, good movie. So anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about some biker stuff here. Got a couple voicemails here. And what are you looking at, Matt? You're all over your laptop.
I'm looking
there.
at the Punisher stuff, and they got kind of a confusing website, so I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at their national website, which may not be the best one for me. I'm trying to figure out if they have any clubs near us.
Okay.
They are definitely East Coast for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, they got a lot of East Coast. And I'm looking. Continue on.
All right, no problem. I'm going to play some.
I like their.
What's their patch?
You've seen the movie The Punisher?
Oh
It's
yeah,
got
I
the
love
skull.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
It's a variation of that skull, the Punisher skull, and it actually has a kind of a twist on Iron Maiden with the. It's got the skull, but it's also got the cracks on top of the skull, like Eddie. You remember Eddie from? It looks like kind of like the Iron Maiden kind of deal going on.
Punisher is old school.
Yeah, we'll
comics and superhero.
I'll put a link up to their main website on the show notes if you guys want to check them out. But if the Punishers are listening out there, which I know there are some, obviously, please get a hold of me and let's set up a Skype interview. I want to promote your club. I want to help.
Awesome.
Yeah, I want to do whatever. I want to learn about your club, and I know our listeners do too. So, all right, main topic today is if you guys go back to episode number 21, we talked about mandatory bylaws for motorcycle biker club members to carry firearms.
I got mine. You got yours.
Did that make sense? Mandatory
I know you got
bylaws.
yours.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got mine.
yours.
I have one on my hip right
Hold
now.
on. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Darn Skippy.
Crossbreed holster. I talked about that. Check it out.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
I don't even feel the thing back there.
We talked. So it was episode 21, mandatory bylaws for motorcycle biker clubs members to carry firearms. And Matt Pass had left some messages, and he's been a very loyal listener.
Oh,
Shout out Matt Pass from
P.
Cali, from California. And he left a couple more follow-up, which are very interesting. So this is a little bit of follow-up from episode 21. You can refer back to that if you want, lawabidingbiker.com/21 and or just iTunes or whatever. But yeah, so let me play. This is a follow-up to that. And we talked about a club down there, basically, that he knows of. He didn't say any names, which is, we wouldn't either, of the particular club, but they're making mandatory bylaws to make their members carry firearms, and we talked extensively about that in 21. But here is he left a couple voicemails, so we'll go through them because I only allow 2-minute messages right now. It's just the plan
That's
I
a
have
good thing.
on SpeakPipe. Well, I don't do it on purpose; it's a money thing.
Oh,
because actually his message is good, but he has to break it up in different pieces because of my plan. But anyways, enough of that. So let's play the first message.
Hey, Ryan and guys, Matt Pass. Really appreciate you guys touching base on the carrying off duty and the bylaws. You answered some great questions on why you should and should not include that in your bylaws, and I'm sure that's going to help my buddy out. I'll make sure he downloads the podcast if he hasn't already. I've been out of state on business travel, so I don't know when the podcast releases. He's probably already listened to it. But I wanted to touch base with you on one more thing. Hopefully you guys can revisit this on a future podcast for 10 minutes or so, and I'll probably have to leave you another voicemail in order to get the whole point across. But I'll start with going ahead and giving you the gist of the story I received, or what brought this up in the first place. So here it goes. So this is what happened for the most part, and this is even piece of the story that I received. So you can probably put the rest of the story together as yourself, since you guys are cops, and can kind of put things together. So basically what happened was a group of law enforcement Leo bikers in a law enforcement riding club, a motorcycle club, where on a group ride, I think about 5 or 6 of them, I don't know, it's irrelevant. There was more than 3. Found themselves riding group ride out of maybe even out of state, where in a different city, where they were pulling to a gas station or getting pulled over. Basically, they drew the attention of a black and white, a local black and white. And according to my buddies, what it's looking like is a bunch of 3-piece patches riding through a city. It draw the attention of these local guys. They don't know they're cops. They're not recognizing their cuts as law enforcement cuts. They really don't know. They're kind of innocently ignorant on it. So basically what happened is they found themselves in a situation where, I don't know if one of them identified themselves as an officer. Hey, look, guys, just let you know I'm armed, but I'm a cop. And they were like, well, what do you mean you're armed? I had him at gunpoint, or maybe he got patted down. I don't know why he would have been patted down, but so they winded up at gunpoint and covered back. But once they found out they were cops, everything was good to go, and they were let go. But it scared the crap out of them. He was just like, this is getting ridiculous, and I don't know if it was the first time. He hinted that maybe it wasn't the first time, but they're not recognizing their cuts. And I'll go ahead and leave you a voicemail here, on another voicemail to tell you the rest of the story. Hey, Ryan, second voicemail here. Okay, so basically where I left off. So they found themselves in that iffy situation. So I guess that's not even the worst part of it all. Here's what really got them and really frustrated the situation. So, and for if you wind up using this on a podcast, so when you guys know, because you're cops, but maybe a lot of the rest of the law-abiding biker community, they're all law enforcement, know that when you identify yourself as a law enforcement officer, you've got your shield, you've got your department ID, and you even have your business card. So when you're identifying yourself, you got 3 different pieces of material there that will identify you as a law enforcement officer. So obviously, they showed this to the other cops, their mistake, blah, 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 whatever conversation happened from there. But guess one of the cops really didn't understand why they're wearing cuts or why they're looking like OMGs or whatever, and you guys have touched base on that past, but that's besides the fact. Well, one of the officers from the MC, from the law-abiding MC, gave his business card to the other cop. Well, that officer, that sergeant, took it upon himself to call that guy's supervisor at his department and say, hey, do you know what this guy's involved with off duty? I don't know. Maybe you should look into it. Obviously, they're cops. Maybe they're a good group of guys. I don't know, but maybe you should look into it. And that caused some crap within his department, and they started looking into him. And you guys have touched base on that in other episodes, I know. Hey, it's an off-duty task, things like that. But that's what made these guys decide, you know what, I'm not carrying off duty. I don't know. It made some of them question even being in the club anymore, unfortunately. So basically, he was worried, you know what, am I going to find myself shot, by another fellow battle buddy, another fellow officer, because he thinks I'm an OMG and I'm carrying off duty? He's like, you know what, I can deal with that. I identify myself as an officer, blah, blah, blah. But the second one was like, man, this guy here calls my soup, his sergeant. They start looking into it, and obviously everything's turned out fine. But that's the reason. So the VP and president of the club said, hey, why aren't you guys carrying off duty anymore? They said, look, this is why, and this is what's going on. And they said, well, you need to be carrying off duty. You're a cop, that's what you do. They said, well, not wearing our cuts. He said, well, dang it, we're going to take a vote, and we're going to put in our bylaws. So that's pretty much what happened. Hey, Ryan, so hopefully my last couple of voicemails wasn't talking too much to, 1,000 miles a minute, so I apologize for that. But basically that's what's going on. And unfortunately, you guys are hearing this, third party again, and I'm sure you'll be able to you guys do your job every day, and you know what probably happened and can kind of piece it together. I'm sure, the only group of people in the world that I know have the best common sense are law enforcement officers. So I trust you to kind of piece it together and determine what's gone on there, as I've even done in my own head. So thanks again. Maybe you can recap on it. 10, 15 minutes or so, recap it on a future podcast down the line at some point. But that's what it is. Basically, I think you might just be more of an issue of, hey, this is causing problems, and my department kind of gave me some issues now, and this other cop who thought I was an OMG or thinks I might be an OMG called my department, and obviously, cops are only people too. Everyone's human. So, this guy kind of just took it upon himself to go the extra mile and call this guy's supervisor and say, hey, these guys are all carrying off duty and they're wearing these cuts, and obviously nothing happened from it. As you guys have touched base on your podcast before, it's you're not doing anything wrong, but at the same time, maybe he just doesn't want to deal with it, and he thinks that carrying off duty is gonna cause some hindering issues there. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for working so hard full-time, plus cranking out the content. We really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. I can't wait to play the podcast where you mention Erica's name. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. So, anyways, guys, have a great one. I think that's pretty much it. We're waiting for all the new content. Thanks. Have a good one.
Yo, Matt, I want to know what kind of protein shake you're on, bro, because that guy's jacked up. And
Is that some muscle milk?
Yeah, you showed me some pictures. The guy's cut. He's ripped. He obviously takes his working out seriously.
That's why
I need to get myself in a little bit better shape. So
him and Popeye.
Yeah.
I've talked.
You think he's on muscle milk?
I'd bet.
Man, every time I tried protein,
I drink muscle milk. It's good stuff.
every time I try protein shakes, just gives me egg farts.
Oh, I love it.
I would not.
Oh, it does.
Oh, protein farts.
You will
are the worst.
stink. You will stink.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would not be making any fun. Matt is definitely takes being in shape like Popeye.
That a boy, Matt.
Very seriously. So Matt is going to meet us on our summer trip next year
Awesome.
to California. I've been in contact with him, and Matt, shout out to you, buddy. We can't wait to meet you
Fun
in
times.
person. And you've been such a big support of the show, and it's going to be awesome if that works out. And we're also going to do a Skype interview with him later.
Sweet.
Cool.
And
we gonna be able to talk?
he, dude, don't listen to that, Matt. Yeah. So, anyways, what's funny is he comes up here to Washington a lot for his job.
Oh, he does.
So he may even come live to the studio,
That would be
that'd be
sweet,
cool.
dude.
and I'm going to tell him to pummel you.
Well, if he's as ripped as you say, he probably can.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, he may he's gonna next time he's in Washington. I told him just
I
hit
fight
me up.
dirty.
If I yeah, you have to. Did I have to fight dirty? I'm short and fat. So,
It might be dirty. It may not be a pretty win, but it'll be a win. I guarantee you.
Just say this to him, dude.
I want to wrestle you so freaking bad.
As my brother
And
would
see
say,
what happens.
He'd say, "I'm mean as cat poop."
And he'll put you in a what do you call it?
A rear naked choke or an omoplata.
Omoplata.
Yeah, I have
Omoplata.
a good defense to omoplata.
Omoplata. Omoplata.
Well,
Omoplata.
it depends on who says it. I mean, if you look at the true pronunciation of the words omoplata,
Omoplata.
yes, but if you listen to Joe Rogan, it's an omoplata.
All right, Jack.
Do you actually listen to Joe Rogan?
Well,
Really?
he does.
We have to.
He does
'cause he's
enunciate the
Yeah.
UFC.
Ugh.
Yeah. He announces what?
The UFC. The
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, that's right.
UFC,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. He's got a podcast,
Oh, yeah, I listen to it.
but
He
his
does?
episodes are like 3 hours. Dude.
Oh yeah, he does 3-hour episodes.
Oh,
well,
insane.
my
it's
God.
because he's smoking weed.
Does he I was gonna say, does
he
he-
takes his what's that brain thing he's taking? Some brain. He's into supplements. He's got a company that sells supplements. So he's usually been drinking, smoking weed, taking supplements, and he's super intense.
Jeez, dude, that's awesome.
And he sees helicopter. He sees little black helicopters. It's fun to listen to. But anyways,
Yeah, I've listened to a little bit of it, but I
Yeah,
couldn't
it's-
get through in 3 hours.
yeah, I'm kind of he's gone off the rails a little bit lately, but he's got a different approach to a different thought process, which it's every once in a while it's nice to hear something different. So
Yeah, no, it is. He
Back
was
to-
definitely interesting.
back to little Matt Pass.
Okay.
I wish he'd do some push-ups or something.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think he's him and Popeye can get together and they can discuss
How many eggs
protein
does he eat in the morning?
and they can discuss supplements
Do you
and
think he
working
eats 8
out.
eggs? Does he eat eight eggs every morning?
Probably
Ugh.
with the just the egg whites.
Yeah,
I can eat 4. 8 is out of the question.
Well, if you took the goodness out of it, the yolk.
the yolk.
Right.
You could eat.
I
You
could
could
eat
eat 8.
carton of-
You could eat 8.
Yeah, I can eat a carton of whites.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get to Matt.
He had a few good points there. Let's hit him.
He had some awesome points, dude. He always leaves us voicemails with awesome stuff. But this is a follow-up, and I'm looking in my notes here. And if you guys go back to episode 21, it would probably be a good one to listen to before you listen to about what we're about to say.
So stop and go back and listen to
Yep.
21.
If you probably already have listened, because I'm sure every listener listens to every episode. Yeah, that's a nice thought. No, but I think our listeners are pretty loyal, so they probably heard 21.
Once they get in, no matter where you're at in the series, they probably go all the way back to the beginning. Don't listen to the first 3
In
because that was
fact,
Ryan
we had
talking to himself in the closet.
yeah. Just start at episode 4. The first 3 I did by myself, but I had to get it off the ground. And 4 I started having co-hosts, and we really started blossoming, I think, from then. But I had somebody chat me earlier that said they are listening to all the episodes, and they're trying to catch up. They're on 18, and they're going to be sad when they catch up because then they won't have anything to listen to. So that was kind of cool.
I don't know what her problem is. but
I don't know. It was a
whatever.
she, too.
We'll
Yeah,
keep trying
whatever.
to.
She sent a picture. She's hot.
Yes.
Ooh,
she's-
really?
Straight up hot.
Nice.
But we're not going to get into that. I don't know who she is, dude, but she gave me a name, but I don't know if that's her
Eliza.
real name. Yeah, I don't know if it's her real name, dude. But she was chatting on our site, And she was like, "Oh, I love your podcast, and I'm listening. I'm on 18. I'm gonna be so sad, but yeah, pretty cool."
Listens at work with her earpod.
Yes.
Earplugs. What do you call those?
Earbuds.
Yeah,
Earbuds.
Yeah, earbuds.
So if you go back to lawabidingbiker.com/15 or just episode 15 on Stitcher or iTunes, the title of that was How to Handle Questions from Other Clubs and Employers. And we talked a lot about the 3-piece patch. I think me and Matt just did that episode. If I remember right, we did. It was just me and Matt, and we got really in depth on it. And so really good episode to listen to, but this is a follow-up episode, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it because it encompasses that episode, and it encompasses
21 and this one.
Well, 23, which we haven't put out yet.
Yeah.
23, which is 3-piece patch versus
okay, yep.
1-piece patch, what we haven't put out yet, but we will. So when 23 comes out, obviously it hasn't. This is in the future, so yeah, probably confusing the audience, but we batch produce episodes, so we do several. But by the time you hear this, you will have heard 23, and that it will also.
It'll make sense.
It'll make sense then, yeah. So we're in the future. It's kind of cool.
Ooh.
Yeah,
We're in the lab studios in the future.
Straight up, dude.
You guys still look like dorks in the future.
That's the concoction that I'm working up. So let's talk about Matt Pass's message.
Yeah.
Number one, I know you. Let's just do a roundhouse. I guess the 3 issues are: number one, let's just put it in perspective for the audience. Number one, they get stopped by the police because they're a law-abiding biker club, but they're wearing a 3-piece patch.
Okay.
They get stopped by the police. Okay?
I'm fine with that.
Well, maybe not. Were they profiling or not? Don't know. Does that happen? It does. Unfortunately,
Sure it does.
But I'm not saying that's what happened in this. Okay? But number two is, they treated them until they found out they were cops a little bit differently.
Well, even so, from what he said, they told him, "Hey, I'm a cop
Right.
and I'm packing." Guy's got the gun. Officer's got the gun out.
Right.
Which,
True. True. And so that's the second issue. So they're obviously being treated different because they're wearing a 3-piece patch, whether the law enforcement or not. They identify themselves. Right. The third, I think, what I got out of the messages is, the police officers felt it necessary afterwards to file a frickin' complaint because they're wearing a 3-piece patch, which is perfectly legal. So let's focus on those 3 issues. Let's do a roundhouse. What say you, Chewy?
If they're breaking some law when they're driving,
well, they could have a taillight out. We don't know.
Well, okay, stop them. That's fine. That's fine. That's what we do. But if you walk up and somebody identifies himself as a police officer, to me, you're going to say, okay, well, let's see some identification. Let's see a badge. Let's see a commission card, stuff of that nature. And then at that point, you're going to, we're all family. Police officers are family. I treat all police officers like they're my brothers and sisters. And, I don't know.
What about, I guess, so they get stopped and they, identify themselves as police officers. I guess, what about what's your, I guess, because me and Matt have talked about it. I know you know some cops and different police officers. What's the problem with the 3-piece patch and some police officers? What's your take on that? Because there's police officers out there that are ignorant. And I've said it in the past podcast, if you're a police officer and you're listening, and I'll say it, and I don't get extremely opinionated a lot, but I do on this. If you still think anybody that wears a 3-piece patch, even cop motorcycle clubs, or just law-abiding biker clubs, period, not even with cops in them, there's a lot of law-abiding biker clubs that are out there, and you think they're all criminals because they wear a 3-piece patch, or they wear a 2-piece patch, or anything, you're absolutely ignorant. And you need to educate yourself and figure things out, because it is not the case. And if you choose to have that limited scope, then I want nothing to do with you. I'll tell you that.
It's the actions of an individual that speaks to who they are, not what they wear.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yep.
So
exactly right.
Can it be an indicator? Of course. I'm not gonna lie.
But not law-abiding biker clubs.
No,
you can't treat all bikers. 99% of us are law-abiding, and we're going to go into to that on another podcast. And I know it's been went over on many blogs and many articles. Is just how the three-piece patch came about and some of the history in it, but that's down the road this winter sometime. I've got a lot of stuff and a lot of research from different sources, but we pretty much know the story. But I know that you know that there's ignorant police officers out there.
Oh,
it's fair to say.
For
so
sure.
what's your experience with the three-piece patch since you've been wearing it? And you guys, if you heard some other episodes, Chewy right now is a prospective member with the Mother Chapter of
And
the
he has
Sworn
not been
Few
wearing
MC.
one. But
No, I haven't worn
He
one.
might if he's lucky. I'm going to sponsor it. He's lucky.
If he goes gets
If
me
he-
another
if he-
beer right now
if
when
he
we
figures-
pause,
If he figures it all out right, maybe he might wear one. But regardless, you're riding with us and you're prospecting with this club, and obviously
he does have his cut,
May-
but the way we
you
do
got
it,
a cut.
he's just wearing.
Just a tab.
We don't make him wear a prospect on the back. He
No.
just wears a front Sworn Fuel MC, but he's got
Little tab
the
on
actual
front.
issued cut from us.
I'm assuming you probably had people say something.
Oh,
to you
lots
or-
of times.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Just because he's
What-
hanging with a three-piece patch
What
club.
the other officers believe is we are trying to follow OMGs by the fact of having we're on bikes with a cut that's got a three-piece patch, which signifies that you're an OMG, because OMG members wear a three-piece patch. And so most cops that I've come in contact with are against that.
Most cops?
Well, I wouldn't say most cops, but the people, some people that I know that are police officers
Right.
are against that.
The
Yep.
ones that haven't had a chance to talk to somebody that
But
belongs to a law
They're
enforcement
ignorant. They
club.
went to
Yeah,
one
but
class. They went to one OMG class, like we said back on the thing, and they get brainwashed by some of these OMG investigators,
something
and then they think they know everything about OMGs.
They're teaching this, though.
Yeah,
These
right.
classes are teaching this.
They are.
That these officers that are involved in these clubs are like our club, a police officer club, that we're following these OMG clubs, and it's a bad thing.
And there are a few organizations that are teaching that out there, but far and few between. But unfortunately, they get a lot of the younger officers who don't have any experience.
Yep.
And we've known a few that they
But-
brainwashed them, and we've turned some of them around. They're
hey,
like,
But I
let's
don't
be
think we
honest.
should. I don't
We've
think.
been there.
right.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
know,
we
so we
should.
learn
I don't think
better.
we should
I
bash.
never thought law enforcement clubs were.
But
I
I'm-
never did.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're a young cop and somebody comes up and teaches you something that's a guy who's got 20 some years on, and you hear he's teaching and he seems credible, you're going to believe that for a while, and that's okay.
But I don't
As long as
sit.
you can
I don't think we
open an
should
open
sit
mind
here
and
and
change it later.
bash the cops either,
No,
because
no.
this is what we do. I mean, we came into this business to stop criminals. Obviously, the cops, what we do, and we ride. We have a three-piece patch. We're not criminals.
No, it's
We ride together because we appreciate each other.
Right
We
on.
like being part of law enforcement. We like being part of a brotherhood. That's why we do it. We don't do it to break the law. That's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because we like riding together.
Yeah, wearing a three-piece patch is a traditional motorcycle club patch, and we can get into that later. Sounds like you got an episode in the bucket to do, but
Yeah.
what I'm going to say is I think
As far as what?
I'm just going to say it's incumbent upon us as officers in a club that wears a three-piece patch to take the time to talk with our brothers and sisters that don't know any better, and let them know that it's not because you wear a three-piece patch that makes you a outlaw motorcycle club. It's your actions.
Exactly. That
And,
is
you know,
exactly.
An outlaw motorcycle club, the difference is they commit crimes.
Yes.
We don't commit crimes.
No.
We solve crimes.
We go out and have fun together.
Yep.
We ride and have fun together.
It's an ongoing battle. And I will just tell you that there are some organizations out there. I'm looking at one right now on the internet,
Interweb.
and I'm not going to name it because it's just not worth it. I wouldn't even give them any credit. But they're an association for outlaw motorcycle investigators.
Taking the class.
And the funny thing is, I've been to their classes.
So have I.
And I've been to some other classes, and these guys are absolutely brainwashed. And I don't know why, because how many times have you seen in the paper that they've did any RICO case on any law enforcement motorcycle club? I haven't seen any articles, and I searched for it in Google. I don't see it. I don't see them doing racketeering, all that. It doesn't happen. But for whatever reason, these guys teach. And I had, when I was president of our prior club, I had an individual email me and say he was trying to get into one of these knucklehead organization classes, is what I'll call them. These are some of the extreme outlaw motorcycle investigators associations.
And in all fairness, they do teach some things that are right, but this is one thing that I don't agree with.
No, they do teach some things that are right, and you should investigate outlaw motorcycle gangs, but not.
Right.
But you shouldn't talk bad about police motorcycle clubs.
I agree.
And they do, and they're idiots. And I'll just straight say that they're idiots, and they're ignorant, and they don't know what they're talking about, and they're brainwashed by their own doing. But I had a guy email me and say, "Hey, I'm a part of this club. It was our prior club. It was a bear club, and he's like, I want to go to this conference, and one of their questions is, do you belong to any law enforcement motorcycle clubs?" And he said yes, and he put which one he did, and they wouldn't accept him.
Yep.
And he emailed me and goes, "What can we do this?
That's ridiculous.
What can we do about this?" And I was president of our chapter. I emailed him back and I said, "Tell him to kiss your beep and why would you want to associate?
Don't
why
even
would
go.
you give money to an
No.
organization like that? Why
Heck
would you?" Yeah, I would let everybody on the internet know who they are and what they stand for in your own social media groups. And I would not want to go to or support any organization that was like that. So write them off. And now they're idiots. And now you can. There's a lot of training out there that's a lot better than theirs for outlaw, OMG investigated, and just So that's how I handled that. But they do these organizations and associations there's a few of them, and like I said, I'm not going to name them by name, but they're absolutely brainwashed. So what say you? I know Lurch is over there thinking. He's got his thinking eyes. I've known Lurch for a long time, and when he crosses his arms. And he looks at me and he cocks his head sideways and he's looking to the wall a little bit. He's ready to just say something. Very smart. Very smart.
I can say this. I've seen a lot of patrol cars do a 180, and we've been followed before wearing our previous club patches and our current club patches. We've been pulled over very infrequently, and if we have, it's because it's our error. We've made some type of mistake, and that's okay. But what helps is the last club we belonged to was a pretty well-known law enforcement club, and our current club has an LE patch instead of an MC patch, which we adopted from a club down in California, and I liked what they were doing with that. And it really, you look at a patch, you see LE only, that just screams law enforcement, and liked what they were doing, so we adopted that, and that helps us. But if it got pulled over solely for that, I'd be pretty irritated. If I committed some type of infraction, well, you know what? I'm a human being. If I made a mistake, I'll pay for that. If I was speeding or I didn't signal or whatever,
I got stopped a couple times because I was having a wiring problem and my taillight was out. That's legit stuff.
Yeah, and if I made an honest mistake and I was doing something, I'll take my ticket. I'm okay with that. I'm not above the law. With the whole thing about identifying yourself as a law enforcement officer and patch or no patch, whatever you're wearing. I've stopped people before that have told me that they were law enforcement officers and just it didn't feel right at the time. So I asked for a badge and some credentials. Once I thought that I was fine. I never had to take it to the point of calling their department to verify. But who knows? I'm looking at you right now, brother, and
I don't look
you look
like
a little
the
rough around the edges
because
because you're doing something. We won't even get into it, but
Yeah.
you're doing something that's a little bit different. And so if I stopped you, I may not even believe you, and I might need a little bit more.
Sure.
What about me though? With all I'm sleeved out with tats and stuff, even though I have short hair, but I'm wearing a bandana, and
hard to say. Maybe not. I might.
I get looked at, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure
lie
you
to
do. I'm sure you do. If you wear full sleeves, you got to understand that. That's outside the norms of society, and you might have to answer to that.
Not
That's
anymore. Fine. And we're gonna have a tattoo episode. Dang it!
I've got some plans.
No, somebody emailed me and said. In fact, I forget who it was, but they said you need to do a tattoo episode.
Yeah, it's become a lot more mainstream, which is I've got a lot planned.
It's mainstream. Damn it!
It is.
So
all right,
I don't have a problem with that up until the point where they want to file a complaint on these officers because they're wearing a patch.
I don't understand. That's ridiculous.
But I will.
That's not how brothers.
What are we
treat
doing?
Each
other. Okay. Yes, but we weren't there. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if these guys could have been a-holes to these cops. I don't know. But what I'm saying is us.
The information we
have.
But
here's the thing.
Here's what I'm going to say. Let's just go to us. If we get pulled over and we get confronted by law enforcement, we identify ourselves right away, and we are polite,
Which honestly,
and
but
we are
see-
humble.
yep.
And if we were doing something wrong, we'll accept that. And we go out of our way to make sure that we talk to our brothers in law enforcement and let them know who we are.
Yep.
And we don't get an attitude. We don't act like Billy Badass. We treat them like we would want to be treated. And I think
Sure.
that helps a lot. I mean, and honestly, you're about to say we don't get pulled over very often, which is true.
In the
It's
Sworn
very-
Few MC, we haven't been pulled over.
But for me, if
You're right. You're right.
haven't.
Now that you're talking about it, we haven't.
No, in our last club we did once.
We did once.
But that was for an equipment because my taillights were having problems. But
twice, because we went out to pass some slow moving cars and we got up over speed, but we were passing the slow moving cars once we talked to the guys that stopped us.
Right,
Said, hey,
right.
these guys are going 500.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we pulled out to pass and they just hit us when we were passing.
But we've been all over different states with the Sworn Few
Yeah.
MC, and we wear our cuts everywhere. We haven't been pulled over.
in fact, we talked about in previous episodes in Montana and in Wyoming, we had people walk up to us and talk to us because they knew that we were a law
They
enforcement
want to
club.
take pictures, remember?
Well, no, I'm talking about the other law enforcement
yeah,
officers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right,
Yeah,
true.
From around
We helped
Washington.
investigate a crime, remember?
We did even.
yes, we did.
That was
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
That was in
So-
Jackson Hole.
So I think it's
Jackson Hole.
incumbent upon us not to get defensive and go, these guys are a bunch of idiots. I think you have to take the offensive and educate, because I think if you educate a lot of the officers that don't understand, then they'll get it. They'll understand what's going on. They need to know that we're not trying to be like an OMG. We wear a 3-piece patch because that's a traditional patch.
Yes.
And we don't act like OMGs. We don't go to bars. We don't hang out at events where we know what the OMGs are going to be. When I say OMGs, I mean organized motorcycle gangs.
No.
Outlaw
Not
motorcycle
Outlaw.
gangs.
Outlaw
I did that
organized-
last time.
outlaw-
too, yeah. Same thing.
Organized outlaw. Organized outlaw motorcycle. And we purposely stay away from that. So I think it's incumbent upon you as a law enforcement club or a law-abiding club just to let your local law enforcement know that you're not involved in that.
What else?
That's my
They're LD.
What's my
or,
2 cents?
sorry, Chewy.
No, I agree exactly with what he's saying.
Well, yeah, it is. And, as far as the information we have from the messages is that he filed, or at least called, another
But
agency.
what's the purpose?
Because he's sorry.
I don't understand the
if
purpose
that
of
happened, that guy's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't understand the
If
purpose
he
of that.
solely called because they're wearing a three-piece law enforcement patch, to me, if he solely did it for that, again, we're getting this like third hand. I'm just going off what. Let's just say that happened. Okay. Let's take it for face value that everything that was said, that's exactly how it happened. And even as Matt said, it's third hand information.
Sure.
That's a bad move by that cop if he did that.
Yeah, it's
And nothing is going to come of it, but yeah, that's just somebody that doesn't, again,
I don't
ignorance.
agree.
Where did it happen
all.
again? Do we know?
He didn't say.
Was it in California?
I don't think the message said
No,
exactly
it
the
didn't
location.
Say. It didn't say.
Yeah, it was pretty broad. But that's where they said, as far as the mandatory carry, which we covered in episode 21, that's how it came about, and that's why he wanted to do some follow-up on it. As far as leaving these messages, they didn't know if they wanted to carry or even be involved with the club anymore. And again, this doesn't sound like it was a full 100% law enforcement club, which we are.
We are now.
We are now. And they're, I don't know if we've covered that. Let's just cover that real quick.
We haven't even talked about it.
No, we were, when we started the Sworn Few LEMC, we did have one civilian member, and he was going to be the only civilian member ever to be in the ranks of the Sworn Few LEMC. He was a founding father at that time, and you guys all know him. He's been on the podcast before, Cuz. And he was with us for some time, and he decided he had he's been really busy. He's looking at starting a company and been super busy with some other stuff, and just had to move on to some different things. Didn't have enough time, and he fully. It wasn't anything where he was kicked out or anything like that. It was simply because he was super busy with his job, trying to start a company, and it just wasn't working out as far as time commitment and things like that. And so he was like, he still rides with us.
Yep.
And we love him. And it's nothing bad.
What's up, cuz?
Yeah, what's up, cuz? But we wanted to throw it out there that, we still see him all the time. He still rides with us. He is just, and so since he stepped out of the club as a founding father, we are now, from here on out, we wrote our bylaws that we will accept no civilians whatsoever. That's just how our club works. Obviously, we support all law-abiding biker clubs. Doesn't matter civilian or not. That's just the way the Sworn Few LMC works. And we hadn't caught up on that.
No, we hadn't talked about it.
So I wanted to throw it out there that we are 100% sworn law enforcement, and that was the only exception, and that exception is gone, at least from the club, but he's not gone from our lives, obviously. We still ride with him, like I say. So, so from here on out, that's it. Sworn Few is 100% law enforcement, and that's just the route we're going to go. He was the only one that we would ever make an exception for. I just can't see it. We won't do that again, because he was a founding father, and that was the only reason we did it. So
we're coming over from our previous club where he was a member and a very active member in that club. And
he was more active than the regular members.
It just felt right at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and like I say, he's a very, very busy man, and would rather just ride with us than have to have the commitments and all that, and he can focus on his new business and stuff. So, anyways, that's funny. We didn't plan on bringing that up, but I did want to. I'm glad we threw that out there. So for us, it's a little bit different. We wear the LE cube, so they see us. Most officers are attuned to that now. Most around here. I can't say everybody.
I hope so, because the first time ever we wore our cuts, it was the four of us. We rode up from our little town, about 45 minutes north, and went to lunch.
Yakima, Vegas?
To Yakima, Vegas. We rode up the Yakima River Canyon, which is beautiful. If you're in the area, do ride up it.
Especially in the summer, there's a lot of floaters. And
there's a lot of people that float the river. There's a lot of tubes out there.
Well, they tend to
show their appreciation to bikes going up and down the canyon.
What would Chewy say if he saw that?
What would he say?
Oh.
Wait for it.
And that's because when you're on a Harley or any motorcycle, well, mostly Harleys, I guess, but I don't know. We support all. But the ladies tend to drop the tops, float in the river while the Harleys are riding down the canyon.
It's a bit of a distraction.
They just
also,
it's a very unsafe riding condition for me.
Also, some of the best fly fishing in the Northwest.
Yep,
that's true.
Where are we going with this?
Anyway, so it was. I'll get there. I will get there. It was a cold February. The shoulders are still icy. Actually, I lost a little bit of rear traction on my rear wheel with the old lady on the back. Not a good idea. A rock inadvertently flew in front of my bike and bounced off of my engine guard. But anyways, we got up to Ellensburg. We had some tasty lunch, and we're getting ready to leave. And a gentleman came out and he goes, "Hey, I saw your vest, or what's that LE mean? Is that law enforcement?" I said, "Yeah, it is." And we had a little chat. I had a chat with the guy. So, I mean, this is just a civilian that saw that. So I'm glad we did it. Again, we didn't necessarily. Well, there's no necessarily about it. We didn't create that. There's another club that was doing it, and we adopted it. And I'm happy that we did, because it worked out very well for us.
It did. It was a very good idea, and it has worked out well. And I hope more law enforcement clubs go to it, because it kind of, as far as law enforcement period clubs, not civilian 10% or whatever. We had one, but like we've already explained that. But I think the LE Cube helps a lot. And if you're going to be 100% law enforcement, but again, even if you're a law-abiding biker club, that kind of stuff doesn't need to be going on. Officers, which we are, must remember that 99%, which is what this podcast and media is for, 99% of bikers are law-abiding bikers. There is a very small 1%. And unfortunately, that 1% has such a huge effect.
A massive impact
on all of us,
crazy.
which is stupid. Because the 99% should be affecting the 1%, but it's insane. And if you're an officer and you're not sure, or you're listening to this podcast and you're an officer and you're not in a motorcycle club, please educate yourself. There is a lot out there.
Google us. You'll see who we are.
Yep. Email us. Come ride with us. Come check us out. There is nothing to hide. Everything is we are very transparent. The Sworn Few MC, as is LAB-25-Biker.com. Everything's transparent. There's nothing to hide. Very proud of what we do and have a lot of fun doing it. But to wrap up a little bit is, if at face value of what they said, the 3-piece patch alone does not make a criminal. Absolutely not. 99%. Are good, like we say. So don't worry about the patch so much. Look it up, Google it. If you see a patch, you can learn really quick. If you Google our patch, you'll come over to our site and realize
Google
really
any
quick.
club and learn.
Yeah, if you're in your cruiser or whatever, just Google the club real quick. You'll find out if they're a bad club or a good club. You'll find out what they're about, if they wear a 1%er patch or not.
Which they're proud of. A 1% club is going to have a 1% patch.
Yep.
And their internet site, if you go to it, is going to be very vague. Where your law enforcement clubs, for the most part, or your law-abiding biker clubs are going to be very open. They're going to tell you everything about themselves, very transparent. Yeah, you go to some of your big four clubs and you don't learn anything about them. You're like, if you want to become a member, you should probably know a member of a member of a member and get a hold of him. That's it's like okay.
If you know, then you should know.
Yeah, if you if you know,
if you want to know, ask somebody.
Yeah, and we do like toy runs and stuff because we try to look good. Yeah. So anyways, you'll find real quick, just Google it with the internet these days and find out who you're dealing with, because chances are 99% to 1%, you're probably following somebody law-abiding biker. So, and then of course, let's not file complaints. That's ridiculous. And you can file a complaint. I would laugh.
Appreciate the fact.
I would laugh.
If you're a cop, appreciate the fact that somebody tells you they got a gun on them when you come up to them.
Exactly. And if that guy filed a complaint on me, oh God, he would get an email back from me giving him some links to some good resources and a couple of our podcasts to listen to and educate himself.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's incumbent upon us as law enforcement, as law enforcement officer or law enforcement clubs. If you're a member of law enforcement clubs, it's important that you educate the individual that you're contacting with and not get a bunch of attitude and.
Yep.
Because who knows? This thing could have went wrong for both sides.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
And
we're so lucky around here because we don't have these problems where we live. But the more we ride out of state.
Yeah, I'm sure it can happen somewhere. We get stopped simply because we have a 3-piece badge on. And you know what?
I'm waiting.
If it happens, so be it. It is what it is. But it's important it's incumbent upon us to just identify ourselves.
We're going to handle it professionally.
Be professional. Club. And speak with the officer, and if they want to tune us up for something, we'll accept it. We'll move on, and then we'll find other ways to take care of that. But what I'm saying is don't get a bunch of attitude. Just be humble. Make sure that you educate the individual you're talking to, and handle it from there. I think that a lot of it's just because we talked about it. I've heard us uneducated very many times.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. I think that if you just have a chat with the individual and that stops you for whatever reason and explain what's going on, I think a lot can be done there.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, if you're speeding, just take your ticket.
Then you're wrong.
It.
Yeah, that doesn't matter if you're in a club or not.
If you're doing something wrong, then you're wrong.
If you're wrong,
just
accept it. Pay your fine like everybody else and move on.
Yep. And that can be in a car with your family. That has nothing to do with motorcycles, That's
just move on.
Common sense.
If you did it, accept it. Be a big boy.
Yep.
Don't poop your diapers and move on.
And if you want to, again, refer back to we're about done here because we're over. Refer back to episode 15. Me and Matt get really in depth on how to handle employers or coworkers or any other group that's approaching you about a club or a 3-piece patch or what you're doing. Which
a lot of it just boils down to honest conversation, a little bit of education, and have a just stay open mind. We're blessed around here, like I say, but I would say we've laid that foundation based on our prior club and this club. Mm-hmm. We've really laid the foundation because we were the first law enforcement club in this area and we're the second law enforcement club in this area, and the other one still exists too. So we really laid the foundation and did a lot of hard work, and you just have to be, a lot of professionalism, basically, and good communications. So, so we are done. Do you guys have anything to wrap it up before we get out of here? Like I say, this issue could go on and on and on. I got a question. You got any protein shake, bro? I need to get pumped up. Pump it up. Pump it up. Oh, that's a big shout out. Pump it up. I'm telling you, when he comes in the studio, dude, I won't say having Popeye over here. If he's as big as you're saying, I ain't gonna say nothing to him. And him and Popeye are gonna be in here, and I'm just gonna sit back here and cower. Well, Popeye came and reached across to scratch his shoulder, so what are you worried about? No doubt. I'll jump in and join him. Attaboy. I'm wiry, man. I'm like a bobcat. I'm all over the place. Thanks again, guys. I hope we didn't skirt that issue. We really appreciate the voicemails. Leave them, lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can leave a voicemail or an email. We prefer voicemails, as you can see from this episode.
how enlightening they are, and what if, basically what issues are affecting you guys. So thank you so much. What do you got, Matt?
An armed society is a polite society.
Absolutely. Second Amendment, baby, which we are all about. If you want to get your law-abiding biker club out there, hit us up and we can do a Skype interview. Also, real quick, we were just looking because we talked earlier about the Punishers MC. We were just on their internet site. And if any Punishers are listening, we try to get back on your website, and it gives warnings that it's dangerous.
Malware.
When there's malware, I don't know if you guys got hacked or what's going on, but it gives strong warnings against proceeding to your site. So I'm sure you're working on that, but just wanted to throw it out there in case nobody was aware, because we would like to learn a little bit more about you and hopefully get a Skype interview. Rate us on Stitcher Radio.
Stitcher Radio.
Stitcher Radio. Oh, Chewy's got it. Stitcher Radio. And also on iTunes, we would really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot, guys. We're doing this as much as we can for free. If you want to donate, lawabidingbiker.com. Homepage, there's a PayPal button. Thank you so much. Keep the rubber side down
and the shiny side up.
We're out
like a trout.
Yeah, baby.
Bye-bye.